Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. What we're going to do is install a backlit screen which I ordered from FunnyPlaying. I'm not in any way sponsored by them. Basically in this video I'm going to go through the installation process on how to install this very screen you're looking at. So if you want to join in, you might want to follow these very instructions. As reference, I have used 3 YouTube channels to help me guide myself in the process. And I have included the link below in the description, one YouTuber called Esotericsean and also Makho. And there's also another YouTuber called the Chinese guy, Esotericsean, especially he has some good content on his channel. So yeah, if you follow these instructions, you should be having a full screen like so, and it's beautiful. So I ordered a screen from FunnyPlaying, and in the FunnyPlaying kit, it just comes a ribbon, a screen, and also a 3mm double adhesive tape pre-cut to fit the screen. I'm using a tri-wing screwdriver and a crosshead screwdriver, and also P.V.C tape. I don't have much tools at home, but I did what I did. So with these 6 points you are seeing now, use your tri-wing screwdriver to make sure these screws are undone. So I don't have much tools at home. I'm even using bubble wrap to put my Game Boy on. This just shows that it's a very easy process, and this is in fact my very first time doing this, guys. So if I could do it, you can, that's for sure. It's not difficult at all. So it just pops up like that, and next thing you know, you have 3 screws which you have to undo, which are the crossheads. So make sure you undo those. And once that's done, you want to make sure you loosen the ribbon cable and the IR sensor. So make sure you just do that. I use my fingers, like come on, yeah, do it the Bangladeshi way, guys. And just clip that open just like that. It's very simple to do. And once that's done, you have the screen, and then you have the silicone buttons, the D-pads and buttons there to take off, and just come off easily. You might want to give your Game Boy a wash once this is done to make sure it's nice and clean. And just using some leverage, the screen popped out just like that. There's the screen, it looks lovely and clean. And next, there's some adhesive, and what I did is simply just peeled it off using a tweezer, just to make sure there's nothing getting stuck to our screen. The next thing you know, I got the new screen, and I just measured out where I want to cut it. So basically what you want to do, you want to cut it on these markings I'm going to show you. So you want to cut it here, the screen, and also you want to cut a bit of the D-pad on the top. Next thing, I found another knife. This knife was a bit better. It took a while to do this process, but make sure you cut it carefully, and remember, don't cut off too much, always cut less. And also if you do cut too much, you could always use tape to stick on the screen to secure it. So just make sure the screen fits. There you go, it fits in nice and snugly, just like that, and it should fit in. Just double checking, and yeah, I was happy with that. Next thing I did was clean the back of the screen, because I want to make sure there is some nice P.V.C tape on the back of this screen, just to make sure the screen doesn't touch with the motherboard, just to prevent any electric current to go through, and also to provide installation for our screen and to make sure it's nice and safe. So I just put some tape, P.V.C tape on the back of the screen, and I just repeat the process like so. So next I used the double-sided adhesive tape, and this comes with the FunnyPlaying kit. So once I put the tape down, I then thinned down the IR sensor. I used the knife, but it was very difficult, and I just used the sandpaper to thin it down. So you don't want to thin it down completely, you just want to thin down one side of it, just so the screen could fit in properly into the Game Boy Color shell. So once I tested that, it was nice and snug. Next, we're going to cut these soldering points, which are like sharp pins sticking out the Game Boy motherboard. And I just used the nail cutter to cut it basically here. And once that was done, I used P.V.C tape to make sure it was not knocking against our screen. And once that was done, I put the screen back on the Game Boy and make sure it's nice and snug with the IR sensor in the top corner. Next, you want to clip on the ribbon cable, so like so, just make sure it clips on. And once it's clipped on, you might want to use some tape, so just to make sure it doesn't just pop out. So once that was done, I clipped it on. You should hear it click, a slight click. Once that was done and my D-pad and face buttons were nice and secure, I simply put on the motherboard and it should easily just fit into position. And I just put some pressure on the motherboard to make sure everything lines up. It should snap in place. It's just so our little screw could fit in. Then put the ribbon cable back on, take your time, and just simply clip one side and the other side on. This time I used tweezers, I didn't use my fingers, but I'm sure you could use your fingers, it really doesn't matter. And then I made sure the IR sensor was nice and snug. During the next process, guys, is very important. Make sure the touch sensor from the FunnyPlaying kit is not pushed in too deeply. So make sure the sensor from FunnyPlaying is popping out just slightly. Make sure it's not below the plastic area. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the 3 screws here in those positions using the cross head screwdriver. And next, the remaining 6 tri-wing screws, I put it back in. And as you can see, the brightness level is working, and I was just shifting between the brightness level, and that was really easy. That was my first time doing it, and I hope this guide helped you guys. Anyways, guys, as always, it's been a pleasure, and I want to thank you for watching my channel.